We have defined the purpose and identify the. It is important to break down really worth making territories in Ryanair's industry steam chain, which combines its top end by using conveying the once treasured characteristics to clients. Well worth of well-worked chain of any association entails two physical games, crucial and auxiliary sporting activities. Essential sporting events are straightforwardly involved approximately conveyance of administration, and that consists of inbound logistics, hobby, outbound logistics, advertising and marketing, offers, and administration. The assessed sporting activities contain authoritative basis, the board, human asset, the executives, innovation and acquisitions. So firstly we have inbound logistics. So in this we have inbound logistics, course of determination and air terminal base, stream fuel, airplanes and support. So if you want to study the slide in detail, you may go through it. And after that we have operations. Ryanair operation drills include traveler registration, staging of kitchen utensils and equipment on flights, person registration, accommodation, onboard management, and daily flight activities. The current online registration framework reduces labor costs and keeps passenger lines out of flight terminals. So if you want to read it in depth, you may go through this slide. Finally, we have services, sales, marketing, and the outbound logistics. Ryanair promotes its occasional admissions and other organizational related commercials to its navy without advertising costs. In addition, special ticket offers are posted on their site to anticipate the offers. In order to control significant operating expenses and address the number of bookings, Ryanair introduced a new online booking framework despite the host framework. The new framework was provided and maintained by an external temporary worker, Navatai. So if you want to study the slide in depth, you may go through it. After that, we have how is the company using its resources and capabilities to get competitive advantage and why is it so successful in it. Ryanair has competitive advantage in terms of cost leadership, which allows them to lower prices. This allows Ryanair to amplify the tax pain of higher cost competitors. That's why people know Ryanair for the price competition it offers. In addition, this company also outsources most of its operational services to keep costs and prices low. And after that, we have describe company's business level strategies. The company has a broad and low cost business level strategy. Their strategy is to increase company's value by decreasing its cost. After that, we have described company's overall business strategies. So we have low tickets, short routes of haul, frequent point-to-point flights, route choices, low operating cost, personal expenses, aircraft equipment cost, cost of customer services, excess fees in the airport, use of internet, focused growth criteria, high frequency and productivity with low fares and costs, new base opening by Ryanair at various secondary airports around Europe, lower employees cost due to point flights, online booking which is tied to chains of hotel and other companies with share of profits coming from those companies. After that we have After that we have who are the company's competitors. So the competitors are EasyJet, Aer Lingus, Lufthansa, Iberia, SAS, SAS, Air France, KLM, Aer Lingus. And after that we have evaluate the overall attractiveness of European airline industry. The European aviation industry has its finger on the pulse of the times when it comes to these twists and turns. In addition, the industry attraction classification looks at serious forces within the nature of the aviation industry. Low cost carriers. There are trucking companies that started their action plan with hands on activities by providing their customers with other great options. For example, Ryanair, EasyFly, Southwest Carrier, West Stream do short arrangements with limited or no availability of in customers were provided with proper expense management that reduces their labor cost through low admission prices. This gave them an exceptionally unpretentious section on the market and extreme burden on FSC, full service carriers. These types of carriers are also known as network legacy carriers. They carry out lengthy procedures and prepare their action plans related to management of securities. They regularly serve different urban areas. They have a high cost of activity which diminishes their utility in the midst of an extraordinary rivalry. After that, we have has the company influenced the development of industry? As a matter of fact, its core capabilities such as low certifications and reappropriation of air terminal positions led its competitors to follow the procedures as well. The Ryanair company is without doubt one of the most important innovative accounts of last 10 years in Europe. In addition, Ryanair has built an honest correspondence style that uses advertising and the media extensively to fuel its air travel buzz. Ryanair has had an incredible impact on the development of aeronautical business. In the research that accompany it, Ryanair was Europe's only low-toll aircraft and to date is Europe's largest low-toll carrier of the type in current year. Ryanair will add 35 million travelers in 300 courses with low admissions prices in 21 European countries. Ryanair has 15 European bases and an armada of more than immaculate Boeing 737-800 aircraft with firm orders for additional 125 new aircraft to be delivered over the next 7 years. After that, we have how would you describe the company's business model? The, ex- the action plan of Ryanair airline is profitable and offers tickets at a cheaper price. Ryanair's target customers is people who travel with another vehicle rather than a carrier to transport those people and use airplanes for cheap travel. The Ryanair action plan is based on reduced fare procedure which includes the following key strategies at which Ryanair offered prices about 20% lower than the cheapest fare of its competitors. Ryanair has also focused on standardization and to achieve this Ryanair flew an army with only Boeing 737 which improves aircraft support costs and massive acquisition of extras, and other parts of the aircraft also entailed economies of scale. This effort also avoided expenses of preparing the needs of pilot and accommodation team as they need to understand how to work on lone type of the plane. Aside from this, Ryanair took advantage of a significant portion of its profits by traveling to optional terminals that were outside the main city instead of the main airports. The benefits of using auxiliary terminals that were located outside the urban communities represented a significant trade off to Ryanair's advantage. The response time for aircraft is the time it takes the aircraft after arrival to ready for its next flight. Was extremely shorter than the response time for aircraft at any major airport, taking about 25 minutes for Ryanair jets for change of its routes, which saw an average 9 exertions per day compared to the regular 6 for larger jets, which made their profits more profitable and productive. And after that, we have what are the main challenges facing the company. Rainer's relationship with staff, especially with pilots, are strained. The organization has received harsh criticism for rejecting associations and allegedly providing defenseless working conditions. For example, employees are prohibited from charging their own cell phones at work to reduce the organization's electricity bills. Ryanair has further harassed pilots to force them to accept new agreements, which would acquire which would require pilots to pay 15,000 to retain on a new plane if they leave the plane, or the organization has to haggle the association over the 5 years. In addition, there are several pending court cases against the pilot exploitation organization. This issue not only damages the visibility of the organization but also discourages the workforce, leading to new gifts from the company being think twice. After that, we have what would you have done differently? We would have taken the following steps different from the company's current strategies. We would have started promoting tourism around Europe to attract more visitors and ultimately more customers. We would have improved the food service on the flight. We would be seeking to protect company from oil prices through hedging. We would have reduced the company's cost by making its operations more efficient.